For the signature Big Mac,
their signature burger. I just asked him if he could take those 2 Big Mac burgers and then take a ton of cheese and put them between and like squish it down and make an even bigger Mac. That's what I was asking him to do.
Bigger, the biggest Mac.
The Mac Daddy of Macs.
I wanted the biggest Mac. I wanted the biggest Mac ever. That's what I'm going to order. I want the biggest Mac ever. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go in. I'm going to go find the same guy. His name was Rich. I'm going to go find this guy, and I'm going to say, I want you to take 2 Big Macs, and I want you to take the burgers out, and I want you to get the quarter pounder burgers and put those in, and then take 2 of them and shove cheese between the middle, squish it all together, and that's the bigger Mac.
Do you have a goal to gain weight rapidly?
Right.
I'm not going to make one, Bridget. I'm just kidding around.
I have this thing against like you'll never see me eat a burger with like 2 meat patties. Like never. That's never gonna happen. Like I'll live the rest of my life and never do that.
Have you ever had a burger with 2 patties?
Maybe, but it's been so long. It's been like a long time, and I don't like to think of. I don't like to ever think of having that ever again. If it ever occurred, which I don't think it has. I don't think it has.
Bridget, sometimes you say really bizarre things. Can you translate what he's talking about to me?
No, I don't. I was just thinking how I would add extra lettuce on the burger to make it more of a salad burger, and then it would kind of be healthy, even if you add 2 patties and extra cheese, right?
I don't care. There's just as long as there's 1 patty, that burger is going to be okay, I think. But 2 patties, that's a little ridiculous.
Stephen, what is it? Explain to us what it is about 2 patties on 1 burger that is so offensive to you.
Seriously.
It's excess. It's too much meat. It's too much meat. I'm not a person who is a big meat eater, but I do love steak.
Maybe you put some Jello on it.
Hello, Jello.
Brian wants us to put Jello on it. That would be dessert all in one.
We could do that.
It would be the bigger Mac and dessert all in one. Bridget, what are you drinking tonight? What's in your cup?
I can't tell everyone that.
What was the purple stuff you were drinking 4 weeks ago?
Animal blood, Chris.
What was it?
No, it was it was chlorophyll water. The blood.
No.
It was chlorophyll. It's very healthy for you. I'll give you a health coaching session, Chris. I'll tell you all about it.
Chlorophyll water.
Yes.
Chlorophyll.
No one ever
talking like that can't be real, right? That's a joke, right? Like that's a joke.
Oh my God. No, I'm not joking. Go to any health food store and ask for chlorophyll water. They'll give it to you.
Somebody's saying that it's not showing on my Facebook feed, but it is showing on others. I wonder why. That's terrible. You know what that's going to do? That is going to totally mess with us tonight, isn't it?
It will. You got to fix it. Fix it, Chris.
I'm trying to fix it right now.
Hey guys, am I frozen? Have I been freezing at all because I switched my internet connection?
You used to freeze and now you are no longer frozen.
You used to freeze.
But now
you used to freeze. I freeze a lot. I did some rewatchings and I freeze a lot. So if I start to freeze, you guys need to send me to the principal's office.
I don't know. I'm getting a bunch of people messaging me saying that it's not on my Facebook page. That's terrible.
I feel like that's a travesty. We need to fix it.
Can one of us share it to your page, and then maybe that is like workaround?
You guys, hey, listen. You guys kick this thing off. I'm gonna try to go somewhere and share this to my page. Perfect.
All right, deal.
Bridget.
Hey, yeah.
Let's talk.
Hey, I think Brian's talking to me, not you, Stephen, that I'm the worst.
Oh, I know. Yes.
I thought for a second Brian was saying he's the warmest person he knows, and then I reread it correctly. Brian is really warm, very warm-hearted, like a teddy bear. Same with Ellen. I loved that video of Ellen dancing. Remember that video of Ellen just having a whole dance party with herself, Brian? That was the best Facebook dance party with a solo person I have ever seen. Ellen's like, oh my God, how many people just heard that? Probably not many because they're not on Chris's wall yet.
No, I'm trying. People are going crazy.
Oh, hi, Jude.
They're probably going to be like, where are you, Chris? Where are you?
I know.
Hey, Brian posted it to the Epic group.
Wow.
Thanks, Brian, for making moves for us. On ready. That's Brian Daly for you.
I am doing my best to see if this is on my Facebook feed. I don't know why. Wait, hold on.
Wait for it.
Wow.
Can you guys see what my cup says?
It's just not there. Well.
Go confidently.
How can I?
In the direction of your dreams.
Listen, June found this party, okay? She's like, we need to do a dance party.
June found it. How is June? Sorry to have to troubleshoot this in real time. June, how are you? Where are you watching this from?
Probably my wall. I actually got it on there tonight.
I don't know if we can. I don't know if the comments from your wall show up on mine. Show up here.
I don't think they do.
Mm-mm. June, are you seeing this from my feed? I don't know. Will June know? Of course, she says. Of course.
I'm not seeing it on your feed.
You're not?
No.
I don't know. I don't know, guys. We must carry on.
We must on your. June is just like coming out with all the comments.
June,
Hey, guys.
Julius is ready to level up.
Hi, Jeremy.
Ready to level up.
Hi, Julius.
June says, oh, you know where June is probably watching it? She's probably watching it on my business page. I bet that's it. Let me see if I can share that to my wall, because I just have a ton of people right now that are like, oh.
Yeah. Hey, so Julius, I'm not going to say your last name. I'm going to mess it up, but let me tell you about Julius. He is everywhere. He's also a magician, and he invited me to do a team and leadership building workshop. And he has an amazing platform every Tuesday at 11:30 where he invites leaders in the community to do a quick workshop for the community. And it is fantastic. And
That's pretty amazing.
He's like an endless promoter too. He's phenomenal. Everyone needs to get and talk to Julius.
Holy smoke. I cannot, hold on, let me just try. I really am just absolutely, I'm flummoxed right now.
You're flummoxed?
I'm going to try share now public. I'm going to try that. We're going to see if that works.
All right, cool.
And see if that, okay, this is now being shared on my timeline. Hey guys, somehow we figured it out. I don't know how. June chimes in saying it's on my business page. Thank you, June, for helping us out here.
Julius is a power generator. He's generating power. Oh, there, Larry. Hi, Larry. I'll give you all fingers. I'm waving with all my fingers.
All right. I think I got the boy. Thanks. Thank you to all of the fans for helping me troubleshoot this. But it is showing now, according to the gigantic goal-setting brain of Chris Rivera. He tells me that it's showing now. Here's the thing.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. I can only troubleshoot this thing for so long. So
we're live now. We're good. Larry said
live.
It must be true.
All right. What are we talking about tonight, Bridget? What are we talking about tonight?
Help us out, Bridget.
We're gonna
give us direction.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Are you ready to level up?
Yes.
Speaking of leveling up, look who's here. Brian Bear.
Brian Bear.
That dude just, you know what? And that dude is going to get super, super, super busy. Okay, guys, good news. Good news. We're good to go. Larry says we can get going. So let's get going.
I love it. Hey, tonight, I say we talk about 5 qualities that every entrepreneur needs to succeed.
5?
5.
There's only 5?
I said cuatro.
Only 5.
Cinco. Yeah. Listen, 5. We know that there's lots of them, but there are these 5 qualities every entrepreneur needs, or else they're doomed to fail.
You know, I think about that all the time, about the characteristics that people need. And I think one of them, and please forgive me for just jumping all over this, but let me just say really quick, Brian Bear is logged in. Watch where this kid's logged in from. Everybody watching? Brian Bear is logged in from NASA tonight.
Whoa, hey.
Not only is Brian Bear so incredibly smart with residential air conditioning, the people at NASA, they want him to cool down the spaceships too.
He's working on the AC unit on the International Space Station.
I don't know if he goes that far. I don't know if he travels that far to work on AC units, but he is definitely keeping the space under cold. One of the characteristics that I look for in an entrepreneur that is going to be successful is the ability to put pressure on yourself, to challenge yourself, to look at those things ahead of you and stare them in the eyes like an apex predator and move towards them with unrelenting desire to conquer them. If you can challenge yourself in that way, you become the apex predator of your market, and that is what needs to happen. Larry knows what I'm talking about. Bridget, I mean, what's your experience with that? You're an apex predator.
I'm an apex predator. I'm a hunter, 100%. I don't know what that even means. I've never held a gun and shot an animal, but hunter when it comes to business. I don't even know if I like that analogy. Let's just say, as the entrepreneur, you have to set your own milestones. And if you don't, nobody else will. I mean, when you think about, there's going to be times when you look around, you sit at your laptop and you go, what next? And if you don't set yourself up to be challenged, you're never going to hit those bigger milestones that will allow you to be more successful in your business. You're never going to meet more clients. You're never going to get on that on ready mode. What were you going to say, Chris?
I was going to ask Stephen, is it true that unless you challenge yourself, those around you are never going to challenge you to the level that you need to be challenged to truly achieve the greatness that you want to achieve? No one around you is going to challenge you to the point that you need to be challenged.
Absolutely. Absolutely. People talk about this a lot, and that's, it's just that age-old thing where not only is everybody more focused on themselves, but I always like to take that mindset that no one's coming to help you. No one's coming to, people wait for this producer, people wait for this, okay, once I meet this person, once I have this going on, once I get these, once I get this, once I get this up and running. Yep. It's like they're setting this thing that is holding them back, that makes them more comfortable. And ultimately it turns into a limiting belief. It turns into something that all that time you spent waiting for that thing that was coming, which probably isn't coming, you could have been spent breaking down that door, learning a new program that you've never learned, learning to do something you've never learned, figuring out how you're going to build the audience, not find someone who has the audience, how you're going to build the audience. It's like, to me, I've gotten so used to doing that it's become a confidence generator in me. It's become like a confidence generator,
I'm so grateful for Eric's comment. He just says in one word, determination. But Stephen, yeah. I'm going to just bridge off of what you I'm going to bridge off of what you just said, and I'm going to reveal something. I used to, years and years ago, to put pressure on myself. This was a mistake, by the way. I'm about to reveal to you a huge mistake that I made. To put pressure on myself, I would put myself in a deficit mindset. I would put pressure on myself feeling like my bank account was going to zero, or I was like in an extreme situation that I'm going to be living in my car. And that's how I used to put artificial pressure on myself. And then I was sitting around thinking about abundance and deficit, and I was realizing that just by the nature of thinking that, Chris Rivera, chime in on this, will you? Just by the nature of thinking that it was actually, keeping me from being incredibly successful by being afraid of the bank account going to zero and challenging myself that way. That was putting myself in the wrong mindset. So now I have other ways of challenging myself that don't involve a deficit mindset.
I love that. I absolutely love that, because deficit begets deficit. Negative begets negative. You cannot create positivity out of negativity. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
This doesn't work.
And I always like to think of the analogy of someone running at full speed towards a fence, and they have to jump over this fence, right? And if you're afraid that you won't make it over the fence, that allows this 1% chance that your body is going to act off that fear and hold back a little bit.
Yep.
But if you go with such confidence forward, it's gonna give you a better chance at clearing that jump. So that analogy sometimes works for me, but fear's not. I've kind of used fear as a motivator before. and it only gets you so far. It only gets you so far. It'll get you places, but it only gets you so far.
So Chris Rivera, who's chiming in right now, is this brilliant goal setting coach. Like this dude teaches you secrets to goal setting. Like you'll achieve goals faster and faster and faster than you can even possibly imagine. I was talking to him one day, and it's exactly what he's chiming in with, where it's when you start to focus on those wrong things, when you're trying to put pressure on yourself by focusing on the deficit, what you're actually doing is you're attracting that deficit to you. And he says that so very eloquently. Find him in the comments to this. If you're somebody that wants to set goals and achieve goals rapidly, that's the guy you got to connect with.
Guys, I actually want to, I don't know what I want to say to that, but Chris Rivera sent me a book and it kind of speaks to that. And, we're talking about belief, we're talking about purpose, but one of the qualities that every entrepreneur needs that I just realized right now is high deservability. This little book he sent me, he's so sweet. He said, "What's your address?" And I'm like, you want my address? But I gave it to him. And he said, "I want to send you this book." And what it talks about in the book is, executives and entrepreneurs don't make money because somebody else tells them that they're worth it. They make money because they believe, they've convinced themselves that they deserve it.
Yeah.
They're convinced. It comes down to mindset. So the successful entrepreneur has to have high deservability, high confidence, and a belief system that will dictate their reality for them.
Isn't it true that you need to become the person who deserves the goals that you want to achieve? You can't right now, if you don't have those goals, you don't deserve those goals. You're not the person that deserves those goals, but you need to become the person that deserves those goals. Stephen, your thoughts. Oh, Bridget, your thoughts.
I don't know. Well, the reality is these goals are already within you. This vision that you want to manifest is not outside of you. Yeah. It is literally within you. Yeah. I found a statistic the other day. It says 44% of entrepreneurs started businesses because they saw an opportunity to make something great.
Wow.
Which means you have to be great. You have to see greatness around you and realize it's a reflection of you and your ideas and your vision, and then how you get to add value to others.
And speaking of reflection, Brian Bear chimes in with, you have to surround yourself with other like-minded people who also believe in their purpose and believe in your purpose as well. Totally.
100%.
110%. What do you think, Stephen?
I think absolutely. You know what I love about that statistic? It's not get rich. I think a lot of people think people become entrepreneurs trying to get rich. And it's like, and I think I know a lot of entrepreneurs. I know a lot of people in my world that are trying to like do something great. Yeah, if they make money, like their hope is just to potentially even just make money doing something great. Yeah. So it's like it's that honing in on what that one thing is that you want to do to impact the world, or maybe it's a couple things, but I mean, honing in on that is super duper important.
Speaking of multiple things, Bridget, what do you have to say before I talk about multiple things?
Well, I would really say the life of the entrepreneur, the solopreneur, is a combination of things. It's a combination of purpose. It's a combination of being relationship driven and money motivated. It's a combination of it. And you can't leave one of those things out. It's really weird that I'm staring at myself right now, Chris, and everyone else is looking at me. So you have to have a combination of those things, and it must be on the foundation of greatness, which is confidence.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chris, what do you want to say to that?
I actually have chats that I have people that are chatting with me in my private messenger because they don't want to chat things into the
public. Guys, don't be shy now. Don't be shy.
So listen, I forgot what I was going to say, but actually I didn't. All of the things that we're talking about, this is all stuff that really forces us to have to think creatively and think differently. And now there is a double-edged sword that I want to bring up to you. And that double-edged sword is your ability to do multiple things in your business. You have to be the everything. At the beginning, you have to be the everything in your business. You have to, what do we say? They wear multiple hats.
Absolutely.
You've got to be the everything in your business. at the beginning. And I think that's an important characteristic.
Oh, 100%. You have to be willing to do those things that you don't want to do to get what you want, to achieve your goals. So whatever that hat is to make your business successful, to attach it to the larger vision of what you want to accomplish, just put that hat on and realize that it's getting you closer to what you want.
That's and honestly, like, you know, I think the big sales point for me on that is if you challenge yourself to wear multiple hats, to do multiple things, when you go to leverage these things, you're going to understand them on a level that you can talk to the person you're going to leverage them to as an equal. Yeah. Because you will have learned these things. Yep. And spoiler alert, a lot of these programs, social media platforms, you have to learn by doing them. They're not, it's like riding a bike. Like I could show you I could give you a book on riding a bike, but nothing compares to actually trying to ride a bike.
Exactly. And you have to shift. You must shift how you're speaking to your internal terrain. So instead of saying, I have to do this, you say, I am doing this to get this.
Yes.
You must bridge that gap in your communication. You must communicate strategically to yourself and to others around you, because your brain is always listening, and your subconscious is, I was talking to Kyle Parkin today, your subconscious will set your conscious mind up to succeed if you are saying positive I am statements. Can I get an amen? You understand that? I am 100% in agreement with you on that. I know.
I agree. And I love the mindset stuff. But listen, back to the tactical for a second. When you start to break as an entrepreneur, because you're trying to do everything, you need to rapidly start to delegate and delete. Delegate and delete. Because if you're starting to break and you're not deleting and delegating, this is what's going to happen. You're going to go up, and then you're going to just level right off, and ultimately you're going to be an absolute misery to be around.
Delegate, I love that. Delegate, delete, and organize. Because when you start to set your subconscious mind up with the I am statements, when you really start to connect to your vision, then you definitely have to make sure you are ready for that giant wave of success to hit you. You have to make sure that you are unwavering in your perseverance, in your vision, and ready to take on and help as many people as you can with your product, message, or service.
Yeah. And business growth is not linear, right? And I often tell people it's exponential, because you have to work a long time before you turn that corner and you really start to make that increase. But if you zoom right in on that exponential curve, what you're going to find is it's lots of little stair steps. It's lots of growth, and then you got to level off, and you got to fix what just broke. Growth, level off, and fix what just broke. And if you don't fix what just broke, you will be imprisoned by this flat line. That's all that's going to happen to you. And listen, you're effing yourself at that point. And go ahead, Bridget.
I agree. Well, and how you stay motivated and confident is by connecting to that larger vision. Chris, you and I have talked about partnering with your future self, essentially. Partner with your future success. Make sure that when you do hit those weird plateaus or see that you're making progress, maybe you're making progress slowly, one of the ways to stay in that lane of succeeding is literally work backwards from your vision. Make sure you are still in alignment with your goals. Make sure your vision is your compass for your business success. So make sure you're still pointing due north. Are my goals still in alignment with that vision that I want to make happen?
Hey, by the way, while we're talking about delegating and deleting and organizing, I'm just going to tell you this. This doesn't just mean your business. This doesn't just mean delegating, deleting things in your business. You have to look system-wide. You have to look at your entire life, and you need to start delegating and deleting the things. Look, this is secret sauce stuff. I'm just going to lean in on this one. This is secret sauce stuff. But if you truly want to be that high-performing entrepreneur who is moving towards, 6-figure months, Your results may vary, requires work. I cannot give you any kind of guidance on how much money to make. But if you want to drive towards those $100,000 months, you need to look system wide. And I'll give you the perfect example. When we started rapid growth, we started to outsource meals so that I wasn't having to prepare meals. Amy wasn't having to prepare meals. And we started getting a food service delivering these healthy lunches to us, these healthy meals to us once a week. Whole box of food shows up in these packages, shove it in the fridge, right? Bang out. Are you shaking your head at that?
That just sounds amazing. I was
no, that sounds amazing. It does sound wonderful. Like,
listen, I don't want to. This is not product. This is not a product promotion. This is but we use Factor, FACTOR, and once a week a big box of meals shows up. They are healthy meals. You tell them how you want to eat. So I don't eat carbohydrates. So I say I don't eat carbohydrates. So don't shove any of that stuff in any of these meals. I like all kinds of protein. So shove everything you want in there, and they just figure out what kind of lunches to make me. Once a week, a box shows up. All of these lunches show up. I put them in the fridge, and then lunch changes from 1 hour to 2 minutes. I just take one, microwave, 2 minutes goes by. I work for those 2 minutes. I open up the microwave, pull it out, get back to my desk, get back to work, eat while I'm working. I have just gained an hour a day. That's 5 hours a week. That's 20 hours a month, right? That's 240 hours a year by delegating my lunch prep, something that is part of the system, and that contributes to my success. Now, one more point on this. I want to show you how intense I get with this because people think I'm crazy in the way that I do these things.
No.
These meals have the label on them that tells you what they are, right? So it tells you what meal you're eating. Like this, I have no idea what shows up in these boxes. Sometimes it's like salmon, sometimes it's like an Indian chicken, whatever it is. So that I don't have to get in this decision-making spiral. When they go into the fridge, flip them around. So I don't even see the labels. All I have to do, open, pick the top one. I know I'm going to like it. I told them what I like. The point is, I delegated meal prep, and I took it off my plate, which liberated my time and my decision-making power, and it removed one hat, the chef's hat, and it allows me to now have healthy meals that I'm eating, and it just all works as part of the bigger system. I kind of went on a rant there.
I really liked that pun. Took it off my plate.
Yeah, the chef hat.
I love that. The chef hat. I had two of them in there.
Well, yeah, we've kind of talked about a lot of things. We've talked about, you need to be adaptable. We've talked about adaptability, shifting your schedule. We've talked about delegating, organizing, Eileen, deleting those things from your life so that you can continue to be more successful and focused in your business. We talked about working backwards from your vision to make your goals happen. Yep. We've also talked about partnering with those things and those people that will continue to push you forward and empower you. We've talked about setting yourself up and embracing challenges, but creating those challenges for yourself.
Yes.
In the form of positive goals.
Wow. Yes.
What else? Getting getting creative in your business and unconventional is another way. The final way that every successful entrepreneur has been creative and unconventional in some way to differentiate themselves in their market. And in turn, you stay inspired. That is the last thing, last quality that we want to talk about before we have 2 minutes, guys.
Get it done, Bridget.
What?
Get it done.
Listen, you have to think of creative ways to connect better than your competition to your audience and your target market. So start getting creative, engage humanity and humor, and start engaging your audience and different platforms like Chris last week with his space shirt, add some things. Listen, I don't know if anyone actually messaged you about where you got your shirt or they wanted it, but I don't believe they did. But seriously, get creative. Think unconventionally about how to add value better, faster, and more exciting and engaging ways to connect to your clients.
Yes.
Wow. And that's incredible. I did have a lot of comments on that. Most of the comments were, I knew exactly why they were like, oh, I know why you wore that. That was great. That was great. That was great. So, hey, listen, we got to wrap this thing up. It's the bottom of the hour. I can't believe another Wednesday evening has gone by. Steven. Any final thoughts?
Any final thoughts? Don't tell yourself, when you were talking about creativity, Bridget, I thought to myself, what I've heard a lot? I've heard a lot of, a long time ago, I used to hear a lot of, I can't be creative. I'm not the creative type. Don't tell yourself that. That's a lie. That's the biggest lie that's ever, one of the biggest lies that's ever been sold, is this idea that there's creative people and there's non-creative people. Wrong. You can be absolutely creative. You just have to start telling yourself you can be, and just experiment a little bit. Find those unconventional ways you're going to do your thing.
I'm going to finish off by saying that the biggest tip I will give anyone on being a high-performing entrepreneur is that you absolutely must have the focus, the undying, persistent focus on a single task over a long period of time without wavering and without moving away from it. And just that ability to focus over a long period of time is going to differentiate you from all the amateurs out there who are trying to do what you do, and you're going to just do it better for them. Bridget, it's the bottom of the hour. As always, give us your last thoughts. A word.
Only you can do what you do best. So go make moves and level up.